were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them! Bring balance to the Force!
So Duolingo just recently announced that they're going to be using AI now with their app, and it's very disappointing to hear. I would argue that Duolingo has had arguably one of the best marketing campaigns of all the language learning apps. I've tried them all myself, whether it be Babbel, Pimsleur, Memrise, or Rosetta Stone. They all use the same concept of Duolingo trying to get people to practice a language for maybe 10 minutes a day, but none of them have taken off in the internet success. It's quite like Duolingo. They really leaned into the meme culture of the internet. Whether it be Duolingo adopting a persona of being a psychopath trying to force us to do our Duolingo lessons, or the Duolingo funeral that had happened earlier this year. I feel like Duolingo has had the internet in a chokehold for the past couple of years, so it feels strange for them to destroy their reputation by going full AI with their app. Duolingo, apparently in their own words, is going to be AI first. The CEO of the company, Louis von Ahn, is trying to compare this shift to AI as equivalent to their shift to mobile in 2012, which immensely helped them to become the icon that they are today, and he thinks AI is the next step. I have to disagree with this because changing your courses from being created by real people to AI is much different than just switching your company to different platforms. This feels like the same argument AI bros try to use with AI art. Believing that AI art is just another tool to create art, but in actuality it's just stealing art from real creators so that they can make their quote-unquote art. Like, whether you draw on paper or on a tablet, you're still drawing regardless. The tablet isn't going to draw for you, neither is the paper. But AI does it all with just simply typing the prompt. But anyway, this really worries me because one, the people behind many of the Duolingo courses that we know are all possibly about to be fired for AI, and two, the sheer idea of AI trying to teach people a language is just strange to me. Like, personally, I stopped using Duolingo a few years ago, mainly due to the fact that I believe that Duolingo doesn't do enough when it comes to teaching the grammar of a language, especially for languages where the grammar is just completely different to English, like Japanese or Korean, for example, which I'm currently trying to learn right now. So I stopped using it so I could better my grammar skills, but I still admire how Duolingo as a company made language learning fun for many people, and it got many people to try learning a new language when otherwise people wouldn't have tried to. It takes a lot of time and effort to try to learn a language to proficiency, and many people simply don't have the time to do that. And even if they did, most people don't want to do Anki flashcards or studying grammar for hours a day. So I do commend Duolingo for giving many people the opportunity to learn languages, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. Duolingo has also announced that they created 150 new courses with the help of generated AI. This is an alarming amount of courses to be created and put on the platform because Duolingo before this had 100 courses. Those 100 courses, mind you, took Duolingo 12 years to develop, and now that they have AI, they feel that they found a new way to cut corners in creating learning material for the app. This new direction, however, is worrying me since although the courses can be flawed, they are made by real people that are fluent in the languages that they are teaching. Many of these courses are made possible with the help of linguists, native speakers, and teaching experts to make these languages as digestible as they are on Duolingo. They have native speakers for the audio for the lessons, which is very important for listening comprehension. They even have dictionaries or short stories that can help users apply their knowledge in realistic situations. It also goes to show how much work and dedication was put into each one of these courses if it took them over a decade to get 100 courses on the app. I'm worried that since they are possibly firing the people that helped make these courses, that these valuable features could soon be replaced by AI, which is terrible. AI can only recycle information that is already fed to it. It can't create information on its own. And that is what I believe is what is going to hurt these courses. For example, Google Translate, another AI, can get the job done when translating simple words, but it often makes your speech sound unnatural or too formal for a native speaker. Like, for example, if you want to say the phrase "I knew it" in Japanese, there's a simple phrase that's commonly used in Japanese pronounced
やっぱり
If you try to ask Google Translate, however, you get
私はそれを知っていた。
Even though it is grammatically correct, it still sounds very unnatural and formal. I'm worried that Duolingo with the new courses that they are making with AI will make many of the languages sound like this. I also want to point out that AI translation isn't always accurate, and it can easily mistranslate something that a native speaker would not mistranslate, especially for, let's say, a tonal language like Chinese, Vietnamese, or Thai. which AI could easily hear the incorrect tone and then mark the user correct, impacting their language learning experience. I also believe that AI cannot add something else to the language learning process that only humans can, which is the cultural nuance of the language. Languages are such a vital part of human beings. It is a way of expressing our culture, and the more you understand a language, the more you begin to understand the culture behind the language, like how certain languages have very specific words for scenarios that are more prevalent in their culture. Italian has the word abbiocco, which means to have the feeling of sleepiness after a meal. Portuguese has the word saudade, which has the meaning of having a positive and negative feeling at the same time. The word has deep roots in Portuguese and Brazilian history. Japanese even has the word karoshi, which has the meaning of death from overworking, which is a struggle that exists in Japanese society. Even English has words like this, like cringe, which I know is slang, but it is unique to English and would be a hard word to translate to another language. Cultural nuances such like these are things that AI would not be able to grasp, and it is why human teachers are so important for language learning. I also feel like languages have an artistic expression to them in a sense. There are many artists all over the world that have told or are telling their stories using their native language, and being able to understand the language that they are telling their story in can help with understanding the nuance of the art. Like when watching a dialogue between two characters, if one character switches from a more polite form of speaking to an informal form of speaking, it tells you a lot about the relationship of the two characters. There are also music genres that only really work with the language that they were created in. Spanish has tons of music genres like this, whether it be reggaeton, merengue, cumbia, bachata, and so many more, all sung in Spanish. And this is another example of how language is also used as a form of human expression. Even memes are multicultural.
Por favor, Montoya!
¡Cabrón!
¡Montoya! ¡Montoya!
¡No te amo!
¡Montoya, vuelve!
我有我自己的原则，我不想一辈子让人踩在脚下。你以为我是臭氧贩子？
The reason why we learn languages is so that we can connect with our fellow man. So I find it quite strange and kind of dystopian to fire people so that AI can teach humans how to communicate with each other. It also unfortunately goes to show how Duolingo is still just another big corporation at the end of the day. No matter how many funny memes or tweets the Green Owl makes, it's still at the end of the day run by a greedy CEO looking to make more money. It seems like that's the only reason why so many mega corporations like Duolingo are adopting AI anyway. They don't care about making a product of lower quality, they just care about it being more efficient and saving money. And it's honestly sad to see, and I hope the people that are quitting Duolingo after hearing this news won't give up on language learning altogether. I mean, there's always the apps that I mentioned before like Babbel and Memrise, but unfortunately they aren't free. For a free way to learn, however, you can check out many of the language learning channels on YouTube. There's so many great teachers on this platform, and they can all help you just as much or even more than Duolingo. Or you could boot a VR chat and try talking to native speakers.
Non, je suis pas prof de cette base. Je l'ai
Hey,
appris
what's
sur
up?
internet en fait. Yo, what's up?
Je m'appelle Oui Oui.
Or maybe not. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. This is my first topical video, so tell me if you would like more videos like this. Anyway, goodbye.